Dame said something I thought that was great last night. He said these kind of games, they help build character. I'd love to hear your viewpoint on that.
Well, you win with talented players that have high character, and we got a team full of those guys. And at the end of the day, also, it's keep everything in perspective. It's about us getting better each day, and it's a process, and we can't lose sight of the work that has to go into it. But there's always opportunities to learn from these games, whether you win or you lose. So we have a great bunch of guys, veteran guys, and like I said, everyone's in a good place today, and just looking forward to getting better tomorrow.
Go ahead. Was everybody able to practice?
Dame was excused for personal reasons. Giannis just sat out of practice, but he'll be ready to go tomorrow.
And you had mentioned just meeting with some guys. So what was a little frustration last night? So what was kind of the thought behind the meeting?
No, it was just to get better. I played this game. I know that the players they see things as coaches we don't see, and they're in the trenches. And this team has won before I got here, and they'll win after I'm gone. That's because it's such a great organization and great team. And I'll be foolish not to listen to excuse me, the guys that have been here and have won at a high level. So it was good. You always want to get the players' perspective, and like I said, I'll be foolish not to take some of their input into consideration.
Game, Dame had said, he feels like because he hasn't been here before, he doesn't want to, put it all on his shoulders. So he feels like he's doing the right thing, and he feels like Giannis is probably trying to do the right thing. And I think when we talk to Giannis, he's like, well, maybe that leads to all of us kind of being a little bit too passive and not doing kind of what we want. How do you help guys try to strike that balance where it is, guys from different teams and trying to play together and figure out how to, get everything?
I think at the end of the day, it's like anything. Any relationship just takes great communication and continue to listen to, have an open door policy, and the players, they feel comfortable. That's one thing I'm really proud of, is that the players feel comfortable interacting and sharing what's on, their mind, and because we're all in this together. And like I said, we're even though it's been a short time, we do have a strong connection as far as the respect for each other. And when you have that, you give yourself a great chance to win, and it's going to click. It just a matter of time. But I love that, guys feel comfortable talking, sharing what's on their mind, finding ways, pulling for each other. Everyone has great intentions, and so when you have that, we feel pretty good where we are.
Obviously, you've been in this league for a long time, just a week's worth of games now as a head coach. Just what's it been like for you, just in terms of maybe things you might not have expected going in?
Well, it's definitely harder than I thought. No, it's it's a lot. Just managing minutes and managing the game, but I have a great staff. They've been wonderful. Really proud of how hard they're working and how prepared they're getting our players. And it's a work in progress. And I tell the players I don't know all the answers, but collectively in this room we put our heads together. We'll get the answer that we need, and it's a collaboration. And I told the players, even though I'm the head coach, this is a partnership. Because we're pulling in the same direction, and that goes with John and his staff. We have a great partnership, and it's not a one-man show. It's just everyone pulling and wants the same thing, and that's to win, and that's the beauty of it. And everyone's doing their part. So, like I said, when you're doing the right things every day, good things are going to happen.
Does that go back to your own playing career, kind of wanting that partnership in terms of relationships you had with your own coach?
Well, I think for me as a player, just understanding that everyone has a valuable role. I was a role player, and I played with some really great players and all-star caliber type guys. someone has to pass the ball, someone has to rebound. And I remember just as a player doing those little things and how much it impacted winning. And so I've never forgotten that. As a coach, that takes 5 guys out there, and everyone, role is extremely important. And I just try to make sure that everyone feels valued in their role. Every player has a different role, but they have to, I know it's cliches, but you have to star in your role, and you got to embrace it. And when you put a team like this together and you get them to buy into doing the little things to help each other, we're going to be hard to stop.
Last night we talked about a number of things defensively that you weren't happy with, like closeouts, ball pressure, defensive rebounding. If you're thinking about one thing that you guys really want to get right starting tomorrow night, like what's kind of at the top of that priority?
Well, every game is, poses its own threats. I never address the team. Very rarely do I address the team after the game, win or loss, because sometimes you think it went one way and then you go back and watch the film. So I never like to speak prematurely as far as what we did well and what we didn't. And so sometimes I have to catch myself with that. But going back and watching the film last night, we had some good possessions, but defensively possessions, we just didn't finish it off with a rebound. And that's, just building habits of turning and checking, and, long threes, going to produce a lot of long rebounds. So, we just kind of break those habits of walking underneath the rim because they're going long. Just little stuff like that, but that's correctable. We worked on it in practice, and we'll continue to get better. But tomorrow night, you're playing another team that's big on the O boards. They have size and the physicality, and so, offensive rebounding is part technique, and it's also part effort. Just the mindset of going after those balls, and we have to limit them to one shot, and if we do that, then we can get out and run.
You said before that being a head coach is more difficult than you thought it would be, and I know you're kind of joking, but I'm curious, you being a former player, how much has that lended to you as a head coach and even before as an assistant?
I think just understanding different perspectives. Like I said before, earlier in the season, I've been a starter in this league. I've been buried on the bench. I've come off the bench as a rotational guy. I made the playoffs. I started in the finals. I went undrafted. Like everything, almost, close to most players in this league, I've experienced it. So it helps me to empathize with the players, understand where they're coming from. So I try to keep that in mind. Just being a good team player, and I don't always get it right, but we all working hard, extremely hard to make this work, and we owe it to our players to bring our best, and I feel like we're doing that. I think my staff has just been incredible, and they're just working extremely hard. So I'm learning on the job, but I feel like I've got a good foundation, but I'm smart enough to know I don't know all the answers, but I know how to get them.
Going back to Dame real quick, do you think he'll be back available for you tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think including the last preseason game, Chris is up to 4 games now. Obviously, he's been practicing. Do you anticipate this is he kind of getting that next stretch of getting to 20 minutes, a little 20 plus, or kind of where is he at?
Right, yeah. So, first of all, Chris looks unbelievable out there, and the goal is to increase his minutes. He's still being evaluated, but we do anticipate. I don't know at what time that we're going to do it, but we definitely anticipate increasing his minutes, and hopefully soon.